Today we're going to talk about exchange and direct enroll programs at Drake University. My name is Karen Williams and I am the Education Abroad Advisor on Drake University's campus. There's a few other people also in the study abroad team. That includes Nathan Jacobson, who's the coordinator, and Maria Rohach, who's the director. Our office is currently located on 25th Street, which is kind of by Varsity Theater, Drake Public Safety, Drake Communications. But we plan on moving this academic year to the library. So just keep in mind, depending on when you come to visit us, that we may have moved to our new location. So first, we're going to highlight exchange programs. These are institutions that Drake has partnered with, where we have student mobility between our institution and these institutions listed here, as well as in some cases, faculty mobility or faculty joint research. So really, truly, many of these programs are considered partners of Drake University. For exchange programs, I am going to highlight some specific institutions that have been more popular with Drake students. So I won't be covering all of them today, but any of them that you have questions about, feel free to reach out to me anytime and we can discuss those specific programs. The first one we're going to look at is our program in Austria. It is located not too far south of Vienna. So it is near the capital city, so that's pretty exciting. And it offers coursework for business students taught in English. So there is a full program that students are able to enroll in within their, it's kind of like an international business program. But they also have coursework for culture, so basically kind of like gen ed type courses, as well as German language courses. Our program in Chile is at the University of the Andes. It is located in the northwest corner of Santiago. This program, similar to the last one, primarily offers coursework for business if you're thinking about taking coursework in English. But if you do speak really high intermediate to advanced levels of Spanish, then you have additional coursework available to you. You still can't take business coursework in Spanish, but there's also culture courses, Spanish language courses. One thing to note about this program, in addition to semester options, they do also have a J-term option. So if you're thinking about doing a short-term program abroad, this could be an institution that would be a good option for you. Additionally, if you're majoring in education, we have English teaching placement. So at the very end of your program in the education major, potentially we could do about an 8-week placement for you located in Chile. Japan is also another option. So Kwansei Gakuin University, which I commonly say KGU because it's easier for me to pronounce, is located in Nishinomiya. It also has semester and short-term options, although for Japan, it's actually a summer option instead of a J-term option. They do offer quite a bit of coursework in English. As you can see, there are arts and culture courses, linguistic courses, political science and international relations courses, society, business, and economy. So quite a few options are available, even if you have either no background in Japanese or a low level of Japanese. But for students who are more proficient, you can actually take courses with Japanese and other international students. And so then you have access to the full course catalog. Additionally, if you have a lower level of Japanese, you can take Japanese language courses while taking electives in English. In Spain, we're partnered with the University of Nebrija in Madrid. They offer courses primarily in Spanish. So you'd want to have, I think, at least kind of a, probably at least a second semester of college level Spanish in order to do this program. They do have culture, language, literature, and conversation courses for all levels. So if you had no background, you could do it, but I think our office would generally recommend that you have at least some background in Spanish. But for those students with higher proficiency, you can again take regular university courses, and some of the areas that they have coursework in includes advertising, business, economics, education, international relations, journalism, law, marketing, performing and studio arts, public relations, and psychology. They actually even have a few more, but I thought those were were the ones that were probably the most applicable to Drake students. Direct enroll is a little bit different than exchange. So with exchange programs, when we talk about student mobility, an exchange program is really that a student from that university abroad will come to Drake, and Drake students will go to that institution overseas. So it really is kind of like a swap, so to speak, in terms of students switching places at the two institutions. Direct enroll is a little bit different because it's really just one-way mobility. So with our current direct enroll partner, it's in Australia. It's at University of the Sunshine Coast. And the way that this would work is just Drake students would be going to the University of the Sunshine Coast, but there's no exchange component, so there's no students coming back to Drake. So our program in Australia, so University of the Sunshine Coast, it's located in the Sunshine Coast area, although like the specific smaller community within the Sunshine Coast area is called Sippy Downs. It's about 2 miles up the hill from the coast, so there is really like a beach community surrounding where the university is located. It is a relatively new university. It's actually ranked top 150 universities in the world for young universities because it was established in 1994, so relatively new. There are about 10,000 students at the institution, and they have courses in more than 120 academic disciplines. And because it's an English-speaking country, there's a much broader range of courses that are like open and our students are eligible to take. And so some of those disciplines include the arts, business courses, communications, education, environmental science, health sciences, law, social sciences, and sports sciences, just to name a few. But there are many, many options for Drake students at University of the Sunshine Coast. I'm going to show a few pictures related to the institution. So the map on the left, you can see Brisbane, which is a major metropolitan city, is located down here. Most students would fly into Brisbane since it has a large international airport. But then you can see the Sunshine Coast is about 45 minutes north of Brisbane. So students that are wanting to spend, weekends in a major city, you could definitely take the bus down to Brisbane for the day, and where there's quite a bit more nightlife and, much larger museums, more activities that students can be involved in. But the Sunshine Coast is actually a nice sized community too. It does have its own nightlife. I don't know if you can see the image behind me, but this is actually a picture taken from the Sunshine Coast area. So it has a lot of outdoor seating, restaurants, a lot of things available to students, as well as the beach community. You can see on the map here, again, that the Sunshine Coast, the University of the Sunshine Coast, is about 2 miles up the hill from the beach, but it's very easy for students to catch a bus. There is a bus depot directly on the university campus. Students can catch a bus all throughout the day, go down to the coast if they have an afternoon break, go swimming on the beach. A lot of students do surfing, other things. There's also biking and such in the community. So if you wanted to buy or rent a bicycle, you could do that. They actually have stations on campus to repair your bicycle. I will say that the university is on a hill, obviously going down to the coast. So going down would be pretty easy, but then getting back up to campus, you'd probably need to train a little bit on doing hills. And then I have a few more images of the campus. So here is kind of the main open kind of outdoor quad area for campus. It is part of a nature reserve, so there are kangaroos that hop through campus, usually around sunrise and sunset each day. It's very entertaining to watch the kangaroos hop through campus. There's a lot of outdoor seating. The weather is absolutely gorgeous. It's considered a subtropical climate, so the weather is oftentimes very comfortable, if not a little bit warm, which of course, for going to the beach, can be quite pleasant. Here is their library. I will say that they have a lot of sustainable development initiatives, and a lot of their buildings meet very high environmental sustainability requirements. And so they have a lot of awards and certificates that they've been given for the design of their buildings. This is one of the dining facilities on campus. They have quite a few, but This is one of the main ones. You can see that they have waste recovery stations related to food that you don't consume. So they're also mindful of that in other ways as well. Most of the students live not directly on campus, but just there's a walking path that takes students to the edge of campus. There's two different complexes that are basically neighbors to each other. And so Drake students would live in one of those two complexes. But the design of the housing is quite similar between the two complexes. And so in this case, there's actually 4 different apartments located within one building. I believe, if I remember correctly, that there's either 2 or 4 bedrooms per apartment, but you have your own bathroom in each room. So students don't have to share a bathroom with anyone else, but they do share kitchen facilities and living room facilities. But you can also see that there's an outdoor patio in front of each apartment. So you would have outdoor seating as well at your housing. And then there are pools as well as indoor facilities that have televisions, foosball tables, ping pong tables, things like that. So there's a lot of activities to do even at the student housing. So moving away from specific program options, just some things to consider when choosing a program when you're thinking about studying abroad. Think about what are your academic, professional, and personal goals. That's a very good starting point for starting to narrow down which program is going to be the best option for you. Think about if there's a specific world region or country that you're drawn to studying abroad in. And typically it's a country or a region that you really feel drawn to learn more about, whether that's the business culture or the arts culture or something related to what your goals are, thinking about how that country can help enhance your future goals. Think about how long you would like to be abroad and when you would like to go abroad. Those are things that you want to think about early on and plan for. As well as thinking about if you want to do any experiential learning in addition to your study abroad experience. So if you're wanting to do an internship, possibly some research or like service learning or volunteering abroad. For academics, so for exchange and direct enroll programs, the credit does come back as transfer credits. Those credits and grades do not factor into your GPA, but they are visible on your Drake transcript. You'll want to make sure that you meet with your academic advisor early on to let them know that you plan on studying abroad, but then also the semester before you go abroad, you will need to get courses pre-approved for transfer credit so that you know how each course that you take abroad will transfer back into your Drake degree plan. It also is helpful if you're able to save some AOIs. AOIs just gives you more flexibility in terms of where you can study abroad. It gives you even more university program options. So we really recommend planning early. So talking with your academic advisor, thinking about how study abroad might fit into your overall degree plan. But you can also talk with me, you can talk with your professors, you can talk with other Drake students who have studied abroad. Those can all be helpful resources in choosing a program and starting to understand more details about that specific university abroad and how it will be hopefully a good fit for you. We also recommend discussing and reviewing finances early on. So depending on if you're doing a short-term program or a semester program, there's slightly different financial components, and I'll touch on that in the next slide. But you'll want to meet with a study abroad financial aid advisor. Currently, Pam Smith is our representative in the the financial aid office. So you'll want to talk with Pam about how your specific financial aid package can be applied to the study abroad program of your choosing. We also recommend that you apply for scholarships early. When you start your Drake study abroad application, you can also at the same time submit a scholarship application specifically for Drake scholarships. So for semester programs with study abroad, students pay Drake tuition and they're able to use their financial aid and scholarships that they got from Drake University on their study abroad program. So oftentimes students are paying very close or the same amount of tuition while they're abroad as they would if they were studying on Drake's campus in Des Moines. The part that varies is the cost of living. So room and board, health insurance, other non-educational fees. So if the university has like a tech fee or a rec fee, those would be things that you would pay directly to the university overseas. For short-term programs, the cost varies. So it depends a little bit on whether it's an exchange program or direct enroll. Students are responsible for paying the cost of travel and again for paying the non-education fees, but the tuition piece varies. So that would just depend on the program that you are selecting. Students can use Drake Aid and scholarships. Again, definitely apply to Drake scholarships. As you can see here, we award more than $100,000 a year in scholarship money to Drake students. And we recommend that students apply early. To get started, we recommend that you go to our website, which is drake.edu/global/study abroad. From there, you can start an application for the program of your choosing, but also if you're just ready to explore program options, you would go to our study abroad website. For deadlines, for most terms, students apply the semester before they want to go abroad. The exception is for Drake faculty-led programs. Those deadlines are often 2 terms before students want to go abroad. And if you have any questions, you can always email our office at studyabroad@drake.edu. And here I just wanted to show an example. So again, if you go to our website and then you click on the program search, the system, you'll notice that the URL changes and it says Teradata. That's the software that we use to basically build out all of our programs and where your application will live. So if you ever hear us referring to Teradata, it's just the place where your application lives. But you can see here are some of the exchange options that we have currently available. Lastly, throughout this week, we have upcoming events. So today we're talking about exchange and direct enroll options. Tomorrow are our affiliate program options, and then Friday is financial aid and scholarships. All right, thank you very much.